Hey everyone, this is Brett Favre, Green Bay Packers Super Bowl champion, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packers content. Go Pack that.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome into Good Morning Lambeau. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us 865-658-5824. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay. It is game day, officially wild card weekend, here to talk Packers, Eagles, as we're just I don't know, I guess you could say several hours away, Tim. We got this 3:30 kickoff, 3:25 kickoff, whatever it may be. I see you sipping the diesel over there, man. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
You know me. That's pretty much the same I'm doing every morning. Same thing, you know.
Yeah. Look at
We
Jake.
got the Beard in here. Beard's got some diesel going. What's up,
Jacob?
Beard?
Looks like he's limping a little bit, don't he? Look at it. How we doing, Jake?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
Doing good. I got really jacked up this morning, so I wanted some football content. So I went on to Coach Haddad's YouTube channel, the Victory IQ. Dude, I don't know. I was taking some notes. I woke up excited. It's snowing right now. Let's go.
It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. That they've got a great setup over there. Coach Haddad, obviously a friend of the program in the New England area, studied a lot of Belichick. Actually got a chance to study a lot of Hafley as well. Hafley did a couple seminars when he was at BC, if I understood correctly. So, Jacob, I don't want to put you on the spot, and if you don't have an answer, it's totally cool. But did you come away with anything that kind of really stood out to you from what you were studying through Haddad's channel? If not, no big deal. I know it's a lot to take in at one time. I didn't know if maybe one thing stuck out to you or not.
I mean, yeah, honestly, what I did is I was looking over different the types of coverages and how they can kind of be interchangeable with a lot of the man match principles that we talked about. A lot of stuff about defensive stunts, which kind of simplified it a lot more for me, which I was really interested in. But then a lot of it was breaking up half field concepts, passing concepts versus full field. Yep. And that really made me kind of take a step back and realize kind of how certain players and how certain packages like that we attack the smash concept, the dagger, the smash fade, the fade outs, the flood. So it just kind of simplified things. The way his teleprompter is really great. Whatever program they use, it's really, really smooth, you know. But I mean, for me, it was more of what kind of passing attacks are the Packers going to try this afternoon. And if Jordan Love can kind of get back to kind of hitting that in stride, it seems like for whatever reason, he's been holding the ball and kind of second guessing himself. I don't know if it's the injury or whatever, but I'm excited I'm just excited to watch, and I'm going to try to not be critical today. And I got positivity flowing through me. Also coffee. So
hey, sometimes that's a counteracting combination there. You know what I mean? Sometimes I try to be calm. I eat a little, or I drink a little coffee. And next thing you know, I'm a basket case, right?
Yeah.
But no, everything you said there, you know, like you were referring to pick a side, right? Many fans don't even understand that. And what that means is based off of the pre-snap read and the post-snap adjustment immediately following the snap, you know, pick a side. There's like 3 different types of progressions, and one of those is pick a side, right? And a lot of times when you go pick a side, then you go high-low with the concept. We won't get into all that, but I was curious, man. That's awesome that you're diving into that stuff, man. You're about to take your fandom to the next level. I'm telling you, man, when you start seeing the game differently through concepts, it removes even more of the emotion and it becomes this chess game, right? And you don't find yourself going, well, this player sucks, cut him, and that coach sucks, cut him, you know, fire them. You find yourself going, if we had this piece in place here, we could see where they game planned against us there. I'm telling you, man, it's a much more enjoyable way of fanning for sure. Chris in the chat says Malik Heath coming out. I love that everybody in the chat's kind of picking their guys right now. I love it. Malik Heath coming out party. Tim, you know, I know you and Jacob both been really saying high praise of Malik Heath over the last couple of years. That dude, I would not be surprised if he came out and had a big game, much like Romeo Doubs did last year against the Cowboys.
Yeah, man. Every team needs a Malik Heath, right? You need that scrappy grinder kind of guy. Maybe he's not gonna, leap up to 1 or 2 on your depth chart, But man, when you call that guy's number, he's going to execute without fail every time. Steady Eddie, as Jacob would say, and willing to do the dirty work, man. Get it done with the blocking and then making the big contested catches. And I think Malik Heath might be just a bit underrated as a receiver, and I would love it. I hope Chris is right, man. Today would be a great day for Malik to have 5 or 6 catches, a couple 100 yards, a tutter. Let's go, Malik Heath. Let's get it.
Yeah, I know Jacob will be fired up over this too. Go Pack Go, as So Turtle says, manifesting a Bullard pick 6. Tim, Jacob especially. Jacob's head would hit the ceiling fan.
Thick.
Yeah, I would like that. Just real quick, going back to Malik Heath. If I'm not, is he an Ole Miss guy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was Ole Miss. Now, he got in trouble. I don't know the whole story. I probably shouldn't even comment on it. I want to say that he got like a DUI or something in college, and he had a couple of problems. So there might have been 2 different schools involved, much like Brenton Cox Jr. Not 100% sure on that. But I just know that when he got to camp, they said, and this was people that were at camp, the insiders were talking about, LaFleur rolled his ass all camp long that first camp. And you could tell at the end of practice, he's putting his arm around him like he was wanting him to know, like, hey, this is probably your last shot at football. And he was a pretty highly recruited player, if I remember correctly. It's just the personal decisions kind of took him off base. One thing's for sure, though, Jacob, he's done nothing but everything right in Green Bay off the field. That's for sure, man.
Yeah, he kind of is that same kind of cut from the same cloth as like a Brenton Cox Jr. that maybe people had. The reason I brought him up, though, is because I remember watching his highlight reel when he was at Ole Miss. And he's not just like the really stick in the mud kind of possession, boring X receiver. He's flashy, man. The guy's actually got some crazy stuff on tape, and we've seen it in spurts. When there was that goal line where he wrestles the ball away, whether it's him blocking guys into the water cooler, and they're just him just being kind of a very upbeat, almost that Jair type offensive player where he gets in your face, he jaws a lot. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing that sticks out to me with Malik Heath and his tape, you get these, like, when you say someone's a good route runner, to me, a good route runner is off the line with their release package, right? It's also into their route and then out of their break, right? All those things. The thing that sticks out to me about Malik Heath is out of the break. He is, if he can figure out the release completely and the transition into the stem of the route, dude's going to be a pro for a long time. Out of the break, he's explosive as hell. And I think that's what you're talking about, kind of flashy. It's like when he makes that cut, it almost looks like a Dobby or somebody. It really does. Harry Cheese in the chat says, I'll take anybody pick 6 for defense. Amen to that. Elijah Gwynn, morning, gents. 3 weeks off for Jalen Hurts. Pass rush. Got to get home to rattle him early. Hopefully he's rusty. Man, I have a hard time believing he won't have a little bit of rust, albeit all the reports coming out of Philly said he had a great week of practice. Of course, they're not there for all the practices. So the coaches aren't going to go, yeah, man, let me tell you, Jalen Hurts looked rusty this week. They're not going to come out and say that in the media. But, I'm expecting him to be at least a little bit rusty. That's a long time to not play in an NFL game. And you're talking about 21 days or however long it was. So I think there's validity to that. Andy Watkins in the chat. I believe Saquon has run for more yards in the second half of a game than any back this season. So it sounds like Saquon's more of that finishing back as opposed to a starting one, right? And Elijah Gwynn says, and Jacobs has the most first quarter rushing yards. Defenses know that and game plan for it. Maybe we take a love to Melton shot to start the game. I just want them to – what I don't want to happen, guys, is us to go 3 and out because we're trying to wing the thing all over the yard. That's what I don't want to happen. I want to see us at least try to run the football early. And you know what? If you get stonewalled, if you run on first down and you lose 3 yards, you're not going to hear me complain about passing the rest of the game. But when we go out there and rush for 8 yards on first down and then come out on a second and short and you pass the ball, and then a third and short, you pass the ball and you end up having to punt, I'm going to pull my hair out. So obviously there's something that LaFleur's seeing schematically to make those type of calls. And that was probably a pretty dramatic, I don't know what you'd say, example there. We probably haven't seen that specifically all year, but they point out to him, Josh Jacobs running the ball really effectively in the first quarter all year long. And then you look up, halfway through the second, it's like, why did we stop running the ball?
Yeah, absolutely. And like to that point, when you talk about like our defense with Jalen Hurts, like I'd rather see the aggressiveness come from the defensive side of the ball. Like if you want to dial up some pressure, rush 5 or 6, dial up some blitzes early, and try and rattle his cage, I'm all for it. But as far as the offensive side, I'm with you. Establish the run, man. At least try and see if we can get play action off of that and get some kind of rhythm going for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. The Melton shot, and then Andy Watkins says, I'd love to see Melton stretch the field for sure. The name that no one's talking about, and listen, I'm not trying to dog anybody. I wasn't thinking about it either until I woke up this morning and was like, man, who really took over that Dallas game? It was Romeo Doubs. And I forgot that. I don't know if you guys forgot that or not. But last year in the playoff game against Dallas, Romeo finished, I'm trying to see, let me see, I've got the stat line here. Romeo finished 6 catches for 151 yards and a touchdown. He averaged.
I just caught the ball.
That dude, I mean, he went absolutely off. Now, if we watch some of these, this is for 22 yards, right? And this was in the first quarter, and it was a 2nd and 13 play. So you're kind of behind the sticks on this play. Let's see what Dobby does here. And now, if I remember correctly, there was a lot of digs, is how I remember it. I could be wrong there. But, yeah, right here he is, right in the middle of the field. Did great throw by Jordan, too, to thread the needle there. So there's one of the plays. And then the next one was for 15 yards. This was on a 3rd and 9 when the game's on the line. Think play or not play, right? You see Jordan rushing him to the line. Let's see which breaker he hits on here to Romeo. Yep, dig. That was slot cross. So you get the dig, bang. And I'm not saying this will work against Philly. I just wanted to kind of relive some of these because, again, Romeo Doubs went off in this game. Here is actually that was 26 yards. Here's the 15-yarder, I believe. They get a little crossed up. So this is on Deron Bland. I think he led the NFL in interceptions last season. There's a quick slant across the middle, thread the needle down to the 2, right? So Romeo, man, does that catch you guys off guard that he was the one that went off in that game? I don't know why I've forgotten it. I remember the Wicks touchdown where we kind of
say that's what kind of stuck out was Tay Wicks had a hell of a game too, but you're right. Rome went off in Dallas, man.
Yeah, really did. And look, he's healthy this week, right? That's the plan. Obviously he was sick last week. Who knows, man? And here's the other thing, like whether Romeo's future is in Green Bay or not, if the problems behind the scenes are worse than they're saying, then he probably won't be in Green Bay long term. If it's all overblown, like many of us believe it probably was, then you go out and put another game like that up, you're going to really, really give your shot for that big contract, especially with Christian Watson injury. So I just want to get your all's take on that. I didn't know if I was overlooking this or not. Here's that throw to Rome. Watch this by Jordan. Just wait and bang, thread the needle.
Rome in the house. Watch your mouth. I'm telling you, my dude. Go.
All right. You guys got anything to add to that? The Romeo Doubs, again, that would be kind of my pick to click today in the passing game. I think he's the one that would kind of raise his game up like he did in Dallas last year.
I would agree. I think kind of like a security blanket for Jordan too. I think that's a comfortable, one of his more comfortable targets in the pass game. And and Rome has been sure-handed this year. He had a couple of drops, but nothing like we've seen from some of the other receivers that we've had people complaining about. So I think if you're looking for a completion, like you said, man, think play or not play, right? And
exactly.
Maybe get Rome going on some of those choice routes too.
Yeah. Nick McSwain in the chat. Before the season started, we all expected to give up more explosive plays under Hafley this year. Doesn't seem to be the case, but I don't have the numbers to back it up. It's definitely not the case, Nick, and I want to specify, no one was saying we're going to give a bunch of explosives on this show. We were saying if the media is correct and we're going to play predominantly man coverage like they're all reporting and it's going to be press man, we're going to be giving up a lot of explosives. Of course, that's not what Hafley did. We came out and played a lot of cover 3 zone, ton of cover 2, some of the most cover 2 in the league. Matter of fact, I think we got the graphic right here. I'll pull up. Green Bay, cover 2 man or cover 2 zone. We ran 25.5% of the time. I think that's most in the league. Now, cover 3 zone is what we ran the most at 33.4% of the time. And then, of course, cover 6, which is a combination of cover 4 and cover 2, 11.8% of the time, and cover 4, 7.6% of the time. So all the media members that run around saying this Jeff Hafley defense is going to be very aggressive, playing press man. All right. And it's funny, too, they were talking about this one gap. And here we were running touch spies all year long, right? Which is essentially, you've got 3 guys going to one gap, but you got one that's fading back playing a spy in the run game, which is hilarious. So we only ran man coverage, 18% of the time, a little over 18% of the time. So if you heard us say on this show, man, we're going to be look for more explosives, that's because of man coverage. Now, our boy Joshua Dodge in the Patreon group actually gave us an update here, and this is why I was so vocal about it all year long, is when you play man coverage, you're more susceptible to explosive plays, right? And also your turnovers go down because your eyes are on your work as opposed to tracking the ball. No matter if you're using that fisheye technique that Hafley teaches through man coverage or not. Zone coverage interceptions this year, 14 is what we finished with. Man coverage, only 3.
Yep.
So that's what we were referring to. But you guys got anything to add to that? Because we have kept the explosives down. Matter of fact, I think there's only one for 40 yards, as Chris N says here. Yeah, only one pass over 40 yards all season, I believe, A.J. Brown on Jair, and that was cover one man. We showed that last night. So
I think it just blows that whole narrative that in order to be aggressive on defense, you have to play press man. I mean, the proof is on film and it's in the stat lines. You can be aggressive by playing zone defense. You know, it does just because you're playing a zone doesn't mean you're not being aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. And it's why last year when everybody was going, we need more press man, I'm going, no, you don't. And
you see the Chargers getting cooked in press man last night.
And you remember the Giants game last year, the game-winning play? We had Keyshawn play press man in the slot. He gets cooked on a double move outside. They're in field goal range. Everybody's going, this soft-ass defense. Like, well, y'all are bipolar. You've been screaming for that all year long. We ran it, got cooked. Now we're soft again. But
what do you think about this comment from Coach Lynn? It says the Packers have been able to stop the run with that much cover 2 is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely it is. But again, you know, and what Coach is saying is with cover 2, you typically got 2 deep safeties, right? You got 2 deep zones. But Coach, if you watch the tape, and I know you have, the big thing that sticks out to me is we're playing with a spur safety. Xavier McKinney will literally be in the C gap, and then he ends up covering deep half, which you talk about trust in the safety, man. Oh, my God. And then, of course, when you can put the safeties up and creep them up where you're not showing shell and run a cover 2 invert, which is the corners playing deep halves. We've done that all year long. That allows everybody to keep their eyes in the backfield within the box as well. Not necessarily that you're technically in the box, but that's where your eyes are at, right? So, I think it's a great point, though, man. When you can play cover 2 and only have, if that is true, only one play of 40 yards or more through the air and control the run at the way we have it, whatever it is, we're 3rd in yards per carry allowed, and do that out of a cover 2 defense, man. You've got a blanket underneath. The run is covered, and they're still not hitting you for explosives. I think much of that, too, as you can see on that graphic I showed you, it doesn't specify Tampa 2, right? We ran a ton of Tampa 2 with both the Will and the Mike this year. And essentially what that Tampa 2 is it's a cover 3 defense, right? If you have a 2 or a 3 go vert down the seam, the backer turns into a deep third. So it's almost like a choice route or an option route on offense, but for the Mock or the Will to stay underneath unless we get a threat going down the seam. I love that type of defense, really do.
I love to see that type of defense when we got Quay Walker on the field. You know, Quay and Coop. That'll be a good look for us.
Definitely. Packers Kingdom says we need a D-line to cause hell in the interior line, pressure up the middle, then edge pressure the sides, hurt small, and have a Quay quarterback spy while Cooper cover the middle of the field. Got to make Hurts. You said a lot there.
I was just saying, I think you just called a defensive set right there.
Yeah, but you can't do all of that at the same time. Is what's funny about it, right? Like if you're going to get pressure with the defensive line, you got to pin your ears back. If you get your pin your ears back, then you're not containing. If you're not containing, then you have to have that spy. If you've got a spy, then you can't have that middle coverage, or else you're just bringing 4-man rush, right? So I think there's going to be mix and match all day long. I think you're going to see some of that touch spy. I think you're going to see it almost feels like Cooper might be a waste playing spy. I kind of feel like if Quay's healthy, I would rather Quay be the spy and let Cooper just kind of make plays, go sideline to sideline, just a little more freedom. But as we've heard the coaches talk all year, guys, we can't overlook it. They get nervous about Cooper on the field because he will just, screw it. I know I'm supposed to stay here until this key happens. I'm going to the backfield right now. So that can bite you sometimes for explosives as well. Jen Wright in the chat, going to be the only road team with a dub again. I love it.
I love it. Jen Wright, Miss Positive. Thank you.
Raider McCready. I just saw in a Fox News article. Oh Lord, I didn't read this ahead of time. Hopefully, this ain't nothing inappropriate here. A Fox News article headline that the NFL are contemplating playoff changes. Something about no guarantee on home games. Have you guys heard of this? I have.
Playoffs?
You guys heard anything on that at all?
I have not.
I have actually, and he goes to clarify. He says, I just read the article on the playoff thing. It was 16 hours ago. Did sports, I think he meant Fox Sports, said division winners may not get a home game if the record is worse. So if this goes into effect, and it was this year, we would be home. I did see them saying, and there's a couple of players that were talking about that too, like how if, for instance, if the Vikings are 12-4 or whatever they are going in, they should have a better shot at having a home game than say what would it be, the Bucks or something like that.
I kind of like that. How do you guys feel about that? Because that whole winning the division thing is kind of cheap. You know what I mean? When you're in a really bad division, we've been beneficiary of that in the past, right? I wouldn't have a problem with the team with the better record hosting the playoff game. It kind of rewards those teams for wanting to play the season out to the fullest. You know what I mean? Am I off base there or not?
Yeah. No, I'm on the fence though, because I kind of like the format now. I like turning on the game yesterday and you see the ticker with the score on the bottom and there's no records next to the team names because your damn record doesn't matter anymore. This is the season now. The season starts, everybody's 0-0, win or go home, do or die. So I kind of like the idea that, your record kind of is irrelevant. It's about how you finish and which seeding spot you get in the playoffs. But I think there is a valid argument, though. I mean, it looks kind of crazy when you got a team that's, got 9 wins or something and they're hosting a playoff game against the 11 or 12 win team. It does seem kind of odd.
Yeah. Randy Steen with the super chat. The Eagles O-line is no joke. I don't see pressure. The sack we had last time in week 1, Rashawn Gary beat Lane Johnson off the line. They're saying Lane Johnson wasn't ready. Didn't count as a sack against
Don't say that.
What?
It's hilarious, man.
I've never heard that before. It was like, no, I wasn't ready.
Right, exactly. What? And they said, well, no, it should have been a penalty. It's like, bro, no. The ball was snapped and Gary rushed the quarterback. What are you talking about? There was no penalty. So, yeah, it was a little strange, man, for sure. Or maybe there was a flag thrown, but nonetheless, Lane Johnson was just slow off his rocker. You know what? We'll get another shot today. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see them move Gary over to the left tackle like they have been doing and let Brenton Cox Jr. try to embarrass Lane Johnson. I'm telling you, man, the pressure is on the Eagles. The Eagles may come out and beat the Packers by 20 points. I'm not ruling that out. But I'll tell you this, the pressure is there is nobody expecting the Packers to win this game. You see everyone picking the game other than James Jones. It's the whole media is just, the Eagles are just too good. The Eagles are too good. So Badger Trio with the super chat. Get up early, make Rusty Hurts win the game in the air. You'd like to play from ahead and try to neutralize Saquon Barkley.
That's the only way you're going to get Philly to have to throw all day long, right? Put them behind the 8 ball a little, make them have to beat you through the air. I like that approach.
Yeah. Rusty Hurts was my stripper name in college, by the
way. All right.
Who?
Thank you for the super chat, Madge. Appreciate you, buddy. Jen Wright. Saquon due for a fumble. Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. I know she probably didn't mean to spell it like that. I like it spelled like that. Fun with an N, right? Fumble. I like
that would be fumble.
Oh my God. Hell is frozen. No. Hell has frozen over.
What is going on?
What? Jacob, you know Rusty too? I didn't know you knew Rusty.
Here's a guy.
Actually, a girl. Here's the girl. No, it was a guy. That's right. You're right. Yeah. Emilio, what are you doing up this early, man?
What the hell is Emilio doing here?
What's Brett Favre doing here? I'm just trying to play the Dolphins, you dumbass.
Yeah, we're in town to play the freaking. Who are we playing? The Eagles. Yeah, same bird, different color, same idea.
Unbelievable. Amelia, how you feeling this morning? I know you just rolled out of the race.
Yeah.
What do you think about this game, man?
Bed to 3. Woke up now 6 hours. I mean, we're ready to go. I couldn't sleep because I was up playing Madden all night. So I'm excited for this game, man.
Heard it from a fan right here.
I really am.
You played Packers at Eagles on rookie level.
On repeat. Yeah, on repeat.
67-0.
Yeah. just to see what we could get schemed up here. But no, seriously, all the odds are against us. We got one game at a time, 60 minutes. That's all it is today. So I really am excited.
Randy Steen with the super chat. Y'all remember Saquon's fumble last December in New York? I don't specifically remember that. Do you guys remember that?
Is
that the last time? Is that the last time he fumbled? Surely that is.
No, he had two fumbles this year.
This year, okay. Like Jen, I think it was Jen Wright that was saying he's due for one. So he's protected the football pretty well this year. So
how about we get a punch? When he's diving forward or something like that. Josh has only had 3. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, appreciate the super chat there, Randy. I don't specifically remember that, but I trust your judgment there. It must have been a bad one for it to stick out in your mind as well. Coach Lynn in the chat, Jordan has to be willing to take off and run to loosen up Philly's D. I could not agree more, especially the fact that they run that Fangio style with a lot of match principles. It's got to be one of those things, 1 to the 2, let's get out of the pocket type thing. You know what I mean? Don't just sit back there and let Jalen Carter knock you on your keister.
And if you're going to run. Right. Don't do the run up to the line and see if you can find a receiver at the last second. Just tuck that ball and run, man. And then slide. Please, for the love of God, slide. Just slide.
Very well said. Jen Wright says, no one called up, so I expect Evans and Quay to be in. Jen reporting from Philadelphia.
Jen put her foot down.
That's good stuff right there, man. Hey, the fact that no one was called up, right, that's a good sign that both Evan Williams and Quay will be on the field. Now, we got to be fair, too, talking about the rust with Jalen Hurts. There's going to be rust involved with these guys as well, right? That's just a real thing. Now, you would think it wouldn't be at the forefront of the game like a quarterback would, but it is something that's definitely real there. So, Randy Steen with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, it was when we played them and he had an 80-yard touchdown and just tripped and dropped the ball. That sounded like Jacob back in his stripper days, right? Heading home from work, wore out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Rusty.
All right. Appreciate it, Randy. Thank you for reminding us of that, man. Imagine just tripping and dropping the ball. That does sound like something I would do. Sure. Cannonball John in the chat. Need a big day from Jordan. Break their backs by running when it's there. Amen to that.
Is he going to do that, though, is the question, because he hasn't done it all year, really?
I don't think so. I hope he does. If it's there, take it. But you're right. It seems like he's looking to attack in the passing game, and that's why it kind of makes me think like, hey, press into that run a little bit because the tape is showing you won't do it.
Right, and that's it. Why can't that be our read option on a 3rd and 1 when we need it? Mm-hmm. Why can he not pull that on one of those? Because he's done it maybe 5 times all year, and it was Malik 4 of the times. So it's not like Jordan's ever really doing that on tape.
Yeah. The other thing too is like we haven't seen a sprint right or a sprint left call, and I couldn't tell you how long. Something like that on 3rd and short, right, Emilio? Like a sprint right option.
Mm-hmm. Half the field.
Yeah.
Yep.
Slide the pocket, ball snap. You're running, just sprint right or left, read half the field, and don't be afraid to tuck it and pick up that first down. And like Tim said, get your butt on the ground as soon as you cross that first down marker. Yep. 2-0 for this says our goal for today should be to score more points than Philly. If we do that, we have a solid chance of winning.
Astute observation. Too old for this.
Bold strategy.
Yeah, our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So.
Doug in the chat.
For him, Jacob.
I think we're going to see Malik Willis in a couple series with design run pass options. Me no lucky that, Jan. I seen that last week, and when I seen Jordan Love line up at wide receiver, I went, no. There's no one on the face of the earth that thinks he's going to catch the football right now, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't dig that. I feel like there's better ways of attacking the defense. Now, if you want to just throw Malik in and let him play quarterback for a couple plays and throw the read option at him, that's, like he's saying, the RPO look, I agree with that, Doug. But if they're going to approach it from the standpoint of let's put both the quarterbacks on the field, I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority there. I just don't see the value in that. I've never seen the value in that unless you're running a Wildcat. And what that means is now the defense is planning on stopping the pass, and all of a sudden personnel didn't change and the running back is going to take the direct snap. That's where you can basically gain a hat or neutralize a hat with the quarterback out wide because they've got to stand out there on him, and they're pretty much doing nothing in the play. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? How do you feel about what Doug said there? What did you think about the play last week, too, when we seen Malik in that package with Jordan on the field?
I laughed because I had the same reaction that you just had. Is like nobody on earth thought they were going to throw that ball to Jordan Love, So you're not really gaining much in the line of the chicanery or deception. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. But like you said, a little RPO or something designed to go to Willis or to go to a running back. Okay, that'd be cool. 2 quarterbacks on the field. You got guys spread out. There's confusion. All of a sudden, you've got Emmanuel Wilson running up the gut or something. I'll take it. But thinking that you're going to throw to your QB1 that's asinine. Nobody's going to buy that.
Yeah.
We need them both in the backfield, Tim. That way we can run the run pass for both of them. Snap it to who?
No,
Come on, Jacob. Take it old school.
We're already trying to get them to stop this jet sweep crap on short yardage situations.
No,
we
here's
want them
the
to
deal.
keep it simple.
We
can't
do
have
Love.
this.
We do Love, and then we got right behind him Malik Willis, and then a little sidecar. We get Clifford in there, and then they don't know what to do. It's going to be real nasty.
Yeah, as long as you do the read option and turn around, that's still a lateral. He could still pass the ball. So, I mean, if you turn around, fake it.
Yes.
Could you imagine the defense's reaction seeing Clifford in a sidecar? They're going to go, what's that white boy going to do? What's he going to do, our taxes back there? What the hell is he doing in a game right now? You know what I mean? Like, seriously. I will say, though, Clifford is a little more athletic than I probably give him credit for. That is one of the positives to his game. He can scramble a touch. But, yeah, that's I don't know, man. Again, why don't we just try to do the things that we've done all year and just try to do them a little better as opposed to –
Don't get too cute. Please don't get too cute. Just play ball.
Yeah. I can handle losing this game. I can't handle losing this game because we outsmarted ourselves.
You don't want them to empty the playbook?
What does that mean exactly?
I don't know. What Jacob says, don't get too cute. We don't want Matt LaFleur cooking up something in the kitchen. You don't want him back there with the salt and pepper trying to make it taste a little better. Jacob, come on now.
Yo, do you want to double reverse?
This guy, remember that guy?
Yeah.
You want to double reverse on 4th and 2, Emilio?
4th and 2. If it's there.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
No block, no rock.
Thank you, Matt.
Good luck getting the block up. Watch them run a double reverse and it go for 60 yards.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we got to run.
Great call, Matt LaFleur.
We got to run the annexation of Puerto Rico today, or I'm not happy. All right.
Exactly. Crossfire says football concepts 101 in the offseason ? We can do something like that if y'all would like to. I just don't think there's that much of a demand. We got some hardcore, diehard fans in here, right, of the game of football. And I know that a small group of us would love geeking out over that and just kind of learning together and looking at some of the tendencies that change across the league. But overall, I think I would get a lot of complaints. You'd be surprised at the complaints I get from the content. You'll get, 2 or 3 people go, man, that was awesome. Y'all need to do that more often. And then there'll be 2 or 3 going, man, I really didn't like that. I'm going, okay, I don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah.
Can't keep everybody happy, but Crossfire, maybe we'll come up with something because I love talking X's and O's, man. Obviously, that's probably what I'm most passionate about, and it's cool to see Jacob get involved for that as well. Randy Steen with the super chat. I heard they put that play on film for tricks today. Really? Who'd you hear that from, Randy? I'd like to know, man. That's interesting. Like, what would they change up there too? You know what I mean? In terms of showing that look, if he's talking about Malik Willis at quarterback and Jordan Love at wide receiver. Think about it. Let's try. Emilio, you played a lot of Madden.
Oh yeah.
What could you be setting up for that specific play right there?
Throwback. Deep two passes kind of thing. Swing it out to Jordan, let him step back, let him huck it. But that's where I'm saying it needs to be more like old school. Just pitch it to him. Put Jordan in the backfield. Let's toss a pitch to him. Okay. Set it up, quick pass, quick running back pass kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. If Matt LaFleur is going to call something crazy, let's call something crazy. What did he put in week 1 that he's like, I just want this in the back of the playbook? Doesn't have to literally be that, but I'm saying I feel like I'd rather not see what what was it Steelers ran it last night. Like I'd rather not see the handoff, toss back, and deep ball. I hate that play. That thing takes way too long to develop. I'd rather him come up with something 2 of them in the backfield, snap it direct to Love, pitch it to Malik, something crazy like that. Like that. That's rather what I would see. But
I agree because that Philly front, man, you get too cute.
Yeah.
it's going to get blown up. It's
You
got
know,
to
pretend to run at him, Tim, and then he's going to try to pitch the ball back at the same. I mean, we saw what they get your hands on your ankles. You see what happened to Jordan Love's ankle last time. So I mean, let's not let them grab and roll over here.
I'll be honest with you. I think when you look at Jordan Love and Malik and the injuries that they had against the Bears, I think Malik's probably in worse shape than Jordan right now. I think Jordan's probably shook off that little funny bone action that he had, but I'm concerned about the thumb and hand on Malik's throwing hand. So I'm wondering how cute they want to get with him today.
Definitely. Randy, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you. Hollister in the chat. I hope people remember we beat the Cowboys and played great against the 49ers without Christian Watson. Go Pack. Go. It's a good point, man. It's a good point. I think Watson was at least started in that game against Dallas, but he must have went out early, if I remember correctly. So, But I think Matt LaFleur has proven in the past, even when Tay was here and Tay missed with COVID. You guys remember that game? And Matt just schemed right around it, no problem in Arizona.
Yeah, that was the
wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
That was like right after that, right?
It was what giving that advice. Randy Steen with the super chat. Can anyone articulate why we run zero play action?
I don't know about zero.
Yeah, we don't run zero, and I think he's being a little bit sarcastic there probably. I would like to see more play action from under center. Now there's always been this age-old conversation of why do we run so much out of the gun? Why do we run so much out of the gun? The last I checked, and I did it 2 years in a row, and I just stopped doing it because I assumed it's going to stay the same. You average more yards per carry running out of the gun than you do under center, believe it or not. At least in Matt LaFleur's offense, that was the case. And I did it across the league in 2021, I think it was. And the numbers running out of shotgun across the league, the yards per carry was significantly higher than under center. Now, the play action from gun, not near as effective, right? Because we talk about the chances of them running the ball out of a sidecar is going pretty much one-dimensionally, so the defense doesn't have to honor the whole field. Now, you can run a counter, but those are few and far between. So I would like to see more play action under center out of ace set, me personally. But zero play action, obviously, that's not a thing.
Yeah, he was just being sarcastic.
Yeah, I think so.
Randy, passing concept numbers from PFF: play action 25.7% of dropbacks, no play action 74.3%. So
does it show where we rank there in the league by chance?
It does not, but our offensive grade wall under play action 72.9, no play action 76.5.
See, and this is all contingent on your run game, though, too, right? You talk about play action under center, it's more effective. It's more effective when you actually run the damn ball with some efficiency and you're really able to sell that. So, hopefully we see that. Hopefully we see Jordan under center and we're running the ball, maybe to mix it up to set up that play action boot later on.
I will say our yards per play action is 8.9. No play action 7.6. So we get those chunk plays, and I think that's going to be a big game. We have to have explosive plays to win this game. They're a good defense. We aren't going to be able to 14 play nickel and dime them every single drive. We might have one or two this game, and then besides that, we need to make it happen with some of these explosives.
Yep. And again, Randy, we agree with you, man. We'd like to see more play action. Thank you for the super chat. Josh Martin with the super chat. We can go full Tomlin, punt on 4th and an inch instead of a quarterback sneak. Did he really do that yesterday? I missed that. Did you guys see that by chance?
I haven't. I saw
I didn't
hilarious
game. Yeah.
Did y'all see the meme of when AB? It's a picture of AB taking his stuff off, walking off of the game, and it just says Mike Tomlin once he hits the playoffs.
Bro, I seen a stat, and I can't remember it exactly. I want to say it was the last 6 or 8 years he hasn't won a playoff game.
It's 8.
Yeah, 6.
That's getting up there.
Or 6 straight, I guess, was the 6 straight loss. I think. Yeah.
And
the other picture where he was Mike Tomlin was transferring to the next coach. Did you see?
Yeah. Yeah. Mike Tomlin is one of the all-time greats. I think there's a case to be made that he should be in the Hall of Fame when he does retire. But yeah, as an organization, you got to kind of step back and go, man, if Bill Belichick can lose his job, how can a guy who's not won a playoff game in whatever it was, 6 or 8 years, have that much job security. You got to really reevaluate that. It sucks because Tomlin obviously has been there. He's kind of become the face of the Pittsburgh Steelers as players have come and gone. I want to say this, though, for all the people that love the sack numbers, you notice how they got cut up last night?
Yep.
That's what happens when you're overly aggressive rushing the quarterback, right? Those zone reads, they didn't know whether to crap or go blind, so they closed one eye and farted all night long, man. It was because they're just, the only way you can attack a zone read, in my opinion, is attack the mesh point, right? And that doesn't mean everybody all out blitz the mesh point. That means you have two defenders attack that mesh point, or really just one defender attack that mesh point, right? And just be aggressive and get to the mesh point as quick as possible and try to blow that up. This whole patty cake might not, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't work. Now the RPR aspect of it and the RPO game is that makes that a little more difficult. That if you got someone who's just going to be overly aggressive there, then maybe that does open up a little bit in the passing game. But yeah, I just pointed out to me last night. It's like we're always talking about TJ Watt and the Steelers defense and why aren't we aggressive? Why don't we pin our ears back? And it's like, boy, sure didn't work against Baltimore last night. So appreciate the super chat, man. Randy Steen with the super chat. And maybe I'm the only one, but every time Love hands off in the gun on an inside carry, it looks like he could keep it and scamper for 15, 20 yards.
Yep.
That's one thing that I thought we would see more of, and we did last year, transitioning from Aaron to Jordan. You've seen them run that zone read.
Yep.
Now, why haven't we seen it this year? I mean, it was
the knee. Yeah, great point.
Really early that the knee got hurt, right? So
in the game that they barrel rolled on, I'm just saying we're going right back to playing the team that can, kind of alligator roll an ankle. Saying.
All right. Randy, thank you for the super chat there, man. We're with you on that. I think it's probably knee related, injury related, right? Because we know Jordan can run, maybe not as effective this year as he has been in the past, but I know this though. If we run a zone read, and Randy, you would attest to this, I'm sure. If we ran a zone read, I'd love to see it for 30 yards. That'd be great, right? If you run a zone read, Jordan gets hit, gets hurt, there's going to be pitchforks out.
Yeah, we're going, why did we call that? Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Go ahead, Jacob.
No, I just want him to file this in his long list of receipts. We got a little smart guy from Philly over here, Mr. O Dizzle, saying that saying we're not the Cowboys of last year's same team as week one. Belt to Peach incoming. So we'll remember that. Just come back like we always tell all of the fans, as long as you're respectful. And he's been respectful enough in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he's excited about his team. That's cool. But yeah, we will keep that Recibo. So if something changes, just again, man, we'll be here for the post game show, and we'll be tipping our cap if you beat us, like everybody on the face of the earth is expecting. But if you don't, like we always say, please have enough hair on your ass to drop back by for the post game.
There's only one lie detected. I mean, the Eagles are not the Cowboys of last year. That's true. We talked about that last night, right? Mm-hmm. The Eagles are no longer the same team as week one. That's true.
Same for us.
But belt to ass incoming, player. We're going to give you a game today. You're going to get a full football game out of this Packers team. I promise.
Put that on the ticker. Player. Put that on the ticker. PTA Tim. All right, let's see.
No, you didn't.
But okay, last year when we were in the playoff games, against San Fran stuff, Jordan was more willing to sacrifice his body and run the ball, though. No, right? I mean, like if the game's on the line, Jordan is going to run. Jordan will put his head down, and I'm not worried about a little contact. That's one thing I do love about him. When he knows we need it, I think he will turn it on, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that. Jody and Pamela Davis in the chat says everything is clickbait. Y'all are the only real 100A. We appreciate that. Says, can you do a quick rundown who's in and out? We don't have those names yet, to the best of my knowledge. But like Jen had pointed out, you can kind of read between the lines. We did not call up any safeties or linebackers, right? Like Michael Barrett didn't get called. I think he's still in the practice squad. He didn't get called up. No extra safeties got called up. So that would kind of lead you to believe that both Evan Williams and Quay Walker are at least going to try to give it a go, meaning they may start, if it's re-aggravated, they may sit them down. But that's the only information we have right now, Jody, because, again, The inactives typically come out about an hour before game time, unless you guys have seen them. Am I wrong there?
No,
You guys seen
I
them?
haven't seen anything for sure.
Jody, you can come back and watch the pregame show.
Yep,
and we should
we'll
have it
definitely
then.
have that info on the pregame.
Yeah, we'll be going live at roughly, let's see, the kickoff's 3:25 Central, so we'll probably going live at about 2 p.m. Central time, and that's the whole purpose of the pregame show is to bring you guys all that late-breaking information, give you some live shots at the stadium, and get you ready for the game. We appreciate you hanging out with us here for Good Morning Lambeau. Thank you for that. Braden in the chat. I think I once heard Belichick say first half is about scheming, third quarter is about adjustments, and the fourth quarter you're just trying to win no matter what. We keep it close. I like our chances. That's exactly a Bill Belichick thing there. It's basically the first and second quarter is gathering information, right? Then you want to transition into controlling the middle eight, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 minutes of the second half, right? And so it's gathering information. You make your adjustment, control the middle eight, and then the fourth quarter is what he refers to as a standalone game. Throw everything out the window, your preparation leading into this game, what has happened in this game, and what do we need to do to adjust to give us an advantage of winning there. And that's why you see so many teams come back in the NFL. It's because NFL teams know the leading team, the clock is now your opponent, right? And these other teams are, okay, here's what they're doing today. The hell with that. We know, too, they're playing the clock. Let's take advantage of that. And that's why a lot of these games are decided less than 3 points, really, most of the time. So that's good stuff, Braden. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for hanging out with us as well. Tim, we got to get the NFL insights here, man. Matter of fact, are you guys good with doing two hours or no?
Yes.
Look at Emilio's face. Are you muted, Emilio? Yeah. You're muted, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I was laughing. I was muted. I was laughing at you've been saying the insights need to happen for like 3 days now.
Yeah, so we're going to do it. So that's going to do it for hour one. For those of you listening on the pod, we'll see you on the other side for hour two. We appreciate y'all.